Hi there, my name is Glory Pensra. Welcome to my channel. Please guys, I have a request to make. I have set a target of hitting 1,000 subscribers in 1 month and I need you. How do I need you? If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you have, thank you. Step 2, please help me share this video. Share this content so that more people can see this and most likely subscribe because of the value I dish out here. I share new videos 3 to 5 times a week and I make impact in your sewing career or journey, as you would want to put it. Thank you so much guys, I appreciate this. In today's class, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a cupped corset bustier. This trend has come to stay. We are getting into 2021 and it looks like it's going nowhere. However, I am aware that lots of people have challenges in cutting and sewing a cupped corset bustier. So I'm here to fill that gap to show you how it's done. Enjoy the class and don't forget to subscribe. God bless you. So this is our basic bodice block that has already been prepared, the back and the front pieces. So I always prepare my basic bodice block with the waist and a side dart. So we are going to alter this into our corset pattern, but first and foremost we have to indicate the underboss line using the underboss length, which is 14 inches. So we're going to rule the line there. Notice we placed our tape on the shoulder line and marked the 14 inches downwards. Secondly, I would want us to rule out our bust distance. The bust distance is the distance from one nipple to the other nipple, right? It's 7 inches for our clients. 7 inches divided into 2 is 3.5. From center front to nipple there is 3.5, and from the center front at the waistline down to the middle of our dart is 3.5. So I'll just quickly indicate on the underboss line UB. Next, we're going to measure our bust radius. The bust radius is the distance from the nipple to the underboss line. Our bust radius here is 3.5 inches. So making the nipple the focal point or the mid of the circle, we are going to take it 3 inches all around. Placing our tape 0 at the nipple, we'll go all around the nipple marking 3.5 inches, just as you can see. So the circle you see there is the area the breast occupies. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to contour the underboss. That's our underboss line right there. We'll use 2.5 inches to contour the underboss. But first, we have our darts running from the nipple to the waistline already. So we'll measure what the dart excess is already under the bust. And I see 1.5 inches. So we're going to add 0.5 to one side and 0.5 to the other side. So that by the time we sum it all up, we have 2.5 inches to be taken off from the underbust to contour the bust. Using our ruler, we'll connect from the markings there down to the dart leg at the waistline, and we'll do the same thing to the other side. We'll also connect from the markings to the nipple, and we'll do the same thing to the underside. So we're connecting the nipple to the underbust and finally to the waistline. Having done that, the next thing we're going to do is to draw our cup. But first of all, it would be nice to indicate the bust line. The bust line is usually continuous with one leg of the side dart. So that's our bust line there for reference purposes. So next we're going to do now is we're going to draw the cup. So next we're going to do is we're going to come to the center front of the bodice. Place our tape to measure the distance from the center front to the edge of the circle. So we have 0.5 there, noted. So we'll also come to the side seam right at the arm side depth there, or armpit, to measure the distance from the side to the circle. We have 2 inches there. So we are going to move away from the circle, making sure the distance from the side seam inwards is 1.5 inch. Really easy. Next thing we'll do is we'll blend from there down to touch the circle in a nice smooth curve, and then from there, coming from the circle close to the center front, we'll make a curve of which is our desired cup curve to meet the markings there towards the side seam. So you can see how our cup looks. Now, this circle we made earlier on was really important because it has guided us to make this curve and also gives us an idea of how much of the bust would be exposed. So look how nice our cup is. Next we're going to do is we're going to fix a dart at the cup there where you can see my fingers. We're going to fix a 2 inches dart. This dart will enable the top of the cup to close properly and also further help us have a more cup-like cup, like a more curvy cup. So extending the bust distance upward, which was 3.5 from the center front of the edge, we're going to mark 2 inches on the cup line. We're going to bring the 2 inches mark down connected to the nipple, just as you can see, to form a dart. Next, we're going to cut out our cup before we go into the dart manipulation. So using a scissors, we'll just nicely cut our cup out of the bodice. So the topmost part of the bodice there, looking like a yoke, we won't be needing it, so I will trash that. So yeah, our cup is out, separated from the other part of the bodice. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the dart manipulation, which is very easy. The part of the side dart that is left there, we're going to neatly close it. Now also the dart at the waistline, we'll take that off like you can see me do. You just cut out the entire dart excess. Yeah, that little piece of paper in my hand now is useless to us, it's gone. So coming back to the side dart, we're going to use paper tape to nicely close that. So to close the dart, we'll just fold one leg of the dart, as you can see, over to the other leg of the dart. Using our paper tape, we will close that up. So that's what it looks like. I'll just indicate center front on the other panel piece so there's no confusion. So now that we're done with this, we would face our cup. Before we do a dart manipulation on our cup, let me quickly show you different cup style lines. I've drawn here 4 different cup style lines, and the second one is actually the style line we've chosen to do. Based on your knowledge of that manipulation, you would be able to do any of those style lines I have just shown you. Our choice style line is a very easy one. It's just going across the bust line, just as you can see my fingers going. So it's very easy. So I'm just going to cut across the bust line, as you can see, just straight following the bust line. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that side dart. So I'll cut that out. So the side dart is gone. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the dart at the top of the cup there. We'll cut one leg of the dart and take it over and tape on the other leg of the dart. So we'll make a fold there on one leg of the dart, take it over to the other leg of the dart, and we have neatly closed up the dart,
using our paper tape,
as you can see. So we're going to indicate that that's the top of the cup, so there is no confusion. I even placed an arrow to show the direction of the top of that cup. Next, we're going to close the dart at the bottom piece of the cup by neatly folding one dart leg over to the other dart leg and paper taping close, just like we've been doing so far. You can't help but notice a distortion going on there at the top of the bra cuff, right? That's as a result of closing the darts that we fixed at the cup and cuff. So we'll nicely put a paper underneath, paper tape it, and then blend our curve until it's back to a smooth, nice curve. And then we'll cut. To avoid confusion, so I'll just indicate that that is the bottom piece of our cup. Also, if you look closely, you'd notice that we have a sharp, very sharp curve at the top of the bottom piece of the cup there. So what I did was I neatly blended it out with a pen, and I'm going to cut that out. We don't want our cup to be sharp. We want it to be a nice, smooth, natural curve following the bust. So next we're going to mark the nipple, because it's very important that we bring back these cup pieces together back at the nipple. So that's the nipple point there. So we're done making our pattern. I'll just assemble the pattern pieces so you can see how it looks all together. Nice. This is a beautiful fabric we're going to be using for this project. So we'll nicely fold the fabric with the wrong side facing up, and we'll lay out our pattern pieces and cut. Our cup is going to be lined, and I'm going to use the same fabric to line the cup, which means I'm going to be cutting 4 pieces of the top of the cup and 4 pieces of the bottom of the cup. Once again, I just take pleasure in assembling the pattern so you have an idea of what it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and notch the nipple points of both the top of the cup and the bottom of the cup. Yeah, look what the notch looks like. So I'll go ahead and do the same thing to the bottom of the cup. So we're gone ahead and cut interfacing for our cup. We're going to be placing this interfacing both on the main cup and on the cup that would be used for lining. So we'll head to the ironing board now and press. So we're done pressing, and here they are. So next we're going to do is we're going to arrange the cup and head to the machine and sew. So we've just sewed up the style line of our cup using 1/2 inch sewing allowance, as you can see. So we'll take out our pins now and notch. Anytime you have a curve, you need to notch so it would be easy to iron and the seam can relax. So there are our cups, including the cup for lining. It hasn't been ironed yet, don't freak out. As soon as it's ironed, the cup shape would come out. But first I want to show you what I did here. I went ahead to push my seam allowance underneath the upper cup, as you can see, after notching, and then I marched down. This is just to help the style line further relax and give it a more professional sort of finish. So to iron, I had to create a smaller hem because the one I have is a big one, and it's usually advisable to use the size of a hem that fits into the size of the cup you're intending to iron. I have a detailed video on how to properly iron a breast cup and how to properly pad a breast cup. I'll drop a link to that tutorial down in the description box. Now we're done ironing. Look at how gorgeous our breast cup looks. Look how it stands, right? I had padded it with 3 layers of soft hasty or interfacing because I don't use cups in my cup for now, at least. So look how it is. It just stands on its own, and we did exactly the same thing to the cups that we'll be using to line this. Gorgeous. So we'll go ahead and prepare our strap. Our strap is 4 inches in width, of which we would use 0.5 out of it, in total 1 inch, as you can see, to sew it close. The straps are ready and they have been ironed. So we're going to fix our strap to the cup of the breast. So we're going to follow the center of the bust, or the apex of the box, as a guide to place the strap. So we'll place the strap, and then we would use the lining of the cup to turn the neckline of the cup. So we're done sewing. We've even notched the curve. We would head over to the ironing board and iron. This is what it looks like after ironing. Gorgeous. Now that this is done, we'll keep it out of the way while we finish up the other part of the front bodice. So using French seams, I have joined the style line, as you can see. Since I'm not going to line this part of the bodice, I will neatly go and sew up the top part of it before we insert our cup into it. That has been done, as you can see, neatly done. So now we'll go ahead and insert the cup to complete the front bodice. And the front bodice is ready, as you can see. Look how nice our cup looks. Yay! To alter the back pattern, we'll roll a line at the level of the armpit or the arm side depth. We'll cut it off and get rid of the yoke parts. There you have it. We would lay out our fabric and we would cut, leaving 1 inch allowance at center back, 1 inch allowance at the side seam, and half an inch allowance at the neckline and at the waistline. Like I said, I'm not lining this bodice, only the cup, so we'll need to go and neaten up the neckline by making double folds like that and stitching down. We will neaten the neckline. That has been done. As you can see, we did that to both the left side and the right side of the back. Using this striped bias tape, we're going to clean up the edge of the center back before installing our zip. So before we install our strap, I want to quickly show you how I finished up the rough edge with bias tape. Then we would head to the machine and fix it to the neckline of the back. So that has been done. Neatly attached the neckline of the back, and I fixed my Pendra label because this piece is going into my ready to wear. Look how neat it looks. Laying out the front bodice, we're going to turn the wrong side upwards so we can join the side seams of both the front and the back together. So my side seam allowance is 1 inch. Yeah, that has been done. So using French seam, I neatly closed up the side seam. As you can see, with French seams, there is no need to worry about weaving the edge or piping. So we've done both sides. Our top is almost ready. So next we're going to hem the bottom of the top. Fabric is beginning to frail, so just cut that out first before hemming. So this is how I'm going to make the fold to hem the bottom, and then I'll match down close to the fold. Done. Neatly done. So finally we will install our zipper, and this top is ready. I want to quickly show you what's going on here. I didn't have a short zip, I had a long one. So what I did was I made sure I lined the bottom of my zip with the hem of my top, and you can see I have so much excess zip going on up there. So from the edge of my fabric, I'm going to cut off, leaving behind 1 inch excess of the zip. I'll do the same thing at the other side. I'll leave behind 1 inch excess of the zip. Now watch how I'm going to finish this up. So I'm going to twist my zip towards the back, just as you can see, and then turn the zip allowance to the back. Really easy. I'll take that again. So turn the zip excess, we'll turn it to the back of the fabric, just like so. Yeah, and then turn the zip allowance to the back. Okay, now we'll go to the machine and we will stitch down about 1/2 inch right there to hold that zip excess in place at the back. We've done that just like magic. Look how neat everything looks. Our top is ready, so I'll just go to the ironing board and iron this a little more, and voila. Thanks so much for being a part of this. Our cups corset bustier is ready. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to share this video, guys. I need 1,000 subscribers in the next 1 month. Let's make this happen. God bless you.